Have you ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly attract women while others struggle, despite doing everything right? What if I told you that 95% of high-value men are missing one simple thing that makes women crave them even more? Imagine this. You're a successful guy with your life together, great job, nice apartment, and you're confident in your own skin. Yet, no matter how hard you try, women don't seem to be drawn to you the way you'd expect. It feels like something's missing, right? Well, I used to be in that exact position, thinking that being successful and confident was all it took. But then I discovered a subtle shift, a psychological trick that completely transformed the way women responded to me. Stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to share the one crucial thing that high-value men often overlook, a psychological insight that will change the way you approach attraction forever. You'll learn how to make women crave you in ways you've never thought possible. And trust me, once you start applying this, you'll see the results almost instantly. Let's dive right into the heart of attraction psychology. There's a critical distinction between how men and women perceive attraction. While physical looks and status might grab a woman's initial attention, it's something deeper that makes her stay. And this is where so many high-value men go wrong. They assume that if they check all the right boxes on paper, attraction should be automatic. But that's not how it works. Lesson 1. The power of emotional availability. What high-value men often miss is emotional availability. Now, before you roll your eyes, thinking this is about getting too sensitive or mushy, let me explain. Emotional availability is about being in tune with your emotions and being able to communicate them in a way that fosters connection. Women are naturally drawn to men who can express themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. It signals strength. Think about it. In a world where most men are taught to bottle up their feelings, the guy who can be emotionally available stands out. He's not afraid to open up, but he does it in a balanced way. This doesn't mean spilling your deepest secrets on the first date, but it's about knowing when to share your thoughts, your feelings, and your vulnerabilities. This kind of emotional openness creates a sense of trust and security, which is the foundation of deep attraction. Most men think that emotional availability makes them weak or less masculine. They believe women want the strong, silent type who never shows emotion, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Women crave a man who is emotionally present. It's not about constantly talking about your feelings. It's about being emotionally in tune with the moment and responding to her emotions with empathy. When you can show that you understand her feelings and that you're capable of sharing your own in a grounded way, you immediately differentiate yourself from the masses of emotionally unavailable men out there. This is a psychological trick that many high-value men overlook, thinking their success and confidence are enough. Lesson number 2. The challenge factor. Why mystery drives desire. Here's another major point of attraction that most men completely miss: the importance of being a challenge. Now, when I say challenge, I don't mean playing mind games or being distant to the point of disinterest. I'm talking about maintaining an air of mystery, about not being so readily available all the time. We're wired to desire what we can't easily have, and this is especially true in romantic relationships. When you make yourself too available, you become predictable, and that predictability can quickly kill attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who keep them guessing a little, who don't immediately reveal everything about themselves. Think about it like this. If she already knows everything there is to know about you within the first few conversations, there's no room left for curiosity. And curiosity is a powerful driver of desire. Creating mystery isn't about being dishonest or withholding important information. It's about pacing the relationship. Don't reveal everything about yourself too quickly. Allow the attraction to build by letting her wonder a little bit about what makes you tick. Respond to her with intrigue, be engaged in conversation, but don't lay all your cards on the table at once. Lesson number 3. Confidence without arrogance. Now, let's talk about confidence. Everyone says women love confident men, and that's absolutely true. But here's the catch. There's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and most men either miss the mark by being too timid or they cross the line into arrogance, which can be a huge turnoff. So, what exactly is confidence in this context? Confidence is knowing your worth without having to constantly remind everyone else of it. It's about walking into a room and being comfortable in your own skin, without needing to dominate every conversation or make everything about you. Arrogance, on the other hand, is trying to prove that you're better than everyone else, often to mask insecurity. Women are incredibly good at picking up on this distinction. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in because it exudes calmness and self-assurance. Arrogance pushes people away because it reeks of insecurity. So, how do you make sure you're coming across as confident, not arrogant? How to project confidence the right way. One of the best ways to showcase confidence is through your actions, not your words. A high-value man lets his achievements, his demeanor, and his body language do the talking. For example, instead of bragging about your job, let her discover your success naturally through conversation. It's far more attractive when she learns about your value through subtle hints or from others, rather than you constantly broadcasting it. And speaking of body language, let's dive into that next. Lesson 4. Body language secrets that signal dominance. You've probably heard that body language makes up a significant part of communication, and in the realm of attraction, it's especially powerful. The way you carry yourself, your posture, your eye contact, your gestures, can speak volumes about your confidence and status, often more than anything you say. Dominant body language doesn't mean puffing out your chest or trying to look intimidating. It's about being relaxed, yet intentional. A man who is comfortable in his space and confident in his movements will naturally project dominance. Women are highly attuned to these subtle cues, and they find them incredibly attractive. Key body language tips. Posture. Stand tall with your shoulders back, but don't be rigid. A relaxed yet upright posture exudes confidence. Eye contact. Make steady eye contact when speaking with her, but don't overdo it. Breaking eye contact occasionally is natural and prevents it from becoming uncomfortable. The key is balance. Gestures. Use open and controlled gestures when you speak. Avoid nervous fidgeting, crossing your arms, or keeping your hands in your pockets, as these can signal insecurity. Space awareness. Don't be afraid to take up space. Whether you're sitting or standing, own your area without encroaching on hers. By mastering these subtle aspects of body language, you'll send strong signals of confidence and dominance without ever having to say a word. Lesson number 5. Listening skills that turn heads. Here's something that many men overlook. Women are incredibly drawn to men who are great listeners. And no, I'm not talking about nodding along and throwing in the occasional "uh-huh." I mean truly active listening, being fully present in the conversation, responding thoughtfully, and making her feel like what she says genuinely matters. This might sound simple, But it's astonishing how many men fail to do this. They get caught up in trying to impress or lead the conversation without realizing that the real key to attraction often lies in making her feel heard and understood. What does active listening look like? Active listening involves more than just paying attention to her words. It's about picking up on her tone, her body language, and what she's not saying as much as what she is. Ask follow-up questions that show you're genuinely interested in her perspective. And remember, you don't always have to jump in with your opinion. Sometimes just listening and validating her feelings is enough to build a powerful connection. For example, if she's talking about a stressful day at work, don't immediately offer advice unless she asks for it. Instead, empathize with her situation and make her feel understood. This simple shift in communication can make a huge difference in how she perceives you. Lesson number 6. Humor and playfulness. The irresistible combination. Now, let's talk about one of the most fun and effective ways to build attraction: humor. There's a reason why women consistently say they're attracted to men who can make them laugh. Humor breaks the ice, creates a bond, and can turn a casual interaction into something much deeper. But not just any humor will do. The key is playfulness. Playful banter, light teasing, and inside jokes all create a dynamic where she feels comfortable and engaged. Humor that's too forced or self-deprecating, however, can have the opposite effect, making you seem less confident or even insecure. How to use humor to build attraction. Start by keeping things light and fun. Gentle teasing, especially in a playful, non-serious manner, shows that you're comfortable with yourself and not taking things too seriously. For example, if she mentions she's really into a particular hobby, you can playfully challenge her on it. "Oh, really? You think you're the best at that? I bet I could beat you, no problem." This creates a back-and-forth dynamic that's flirty and fun, rather than confrontational or overly competitive. Women are drawn to men who can create this kind of playful tension, where there's a sense of challenge but also mutual enjoyment. Lesson number 7. Vulnerability as strength. Contrary to what some men believe, vulnerability is not a weakness. In fact, showing moments of vulnerability can make you more attractive because it demonstrates confidence in who you are. The key is striking the right balance. Showing vulnerability doesn't mean dumping your emotional baggage on her. It's about being open enough to reveal parts of yourself that show you're human. For instance, sharing a personal story about a challenge you overcame or an insecurity you've dealt with can make you seem more relatable. It shows her that you're not trying to project a perfect image, and that level of authenticity is incredibly attractive. When and how to show vulnerability. The timing of showing vulnerability is crucial. You don't want to dive into heavy emotional territory too early in your interactions. Instead, wait until you've established a solid connection and then share something personal in a way that's genuine and brief. This can help deepen the emotional bond, making her feel like she's seeing the real you, not just the surface-level persona. Lesson 8. The importance of being purpose-driven. One of the most underrated traits that make women crave you is having a clear sense of purpose. Now, this doesn't mean you need to have your entire life figured out, but it does mean that you should be actively working toward something meaningful. Whether it's a career, a passion, or personal growth, a man who has direction in life is incredibly attractive to women. Why is this? Because a man with a purpose signals stability, drive, and ambition. all qualities that women naturally gravitate toward. When you're focused on a bigger goal, you're not constantly seeking validation or attention, which makes your time and energy more valuable. Women are drawn to men who are working towards something because it shows that you have your own life outside of the relationship. How to showcase your purpose. Without bragging. You don't need to constantly talk about your goals to demonstrate that you're purpose-driven. Instead, let your actions speak for you. Be consistent with your work or hobbies, stay focused, and make decisions that align with your values. When you're genuinely invested in your purpose, it shows in everything you do, from how you manage your time to the conversations you have. For example, if you're passionate about starting your own business or excelling in your career, talk about your projects in a way that highlights your excitement and dedication, without making it the only thing you discuss. Women are attracted to men who are excited about their work, but also know how to balance it with other aspects of life. Lesson chapter 9, Patience and Timing, Knowing When to Make Your Move. Timing plays a crucial role in attraction. Often, high-value men who have everything going for them still miss the mark because they rush things. There's a delicate dance between attraction, connection, and escalation. And knowing when to make your move is key to keeping the attraction alive. One of the biggest mistakes men make is trying to rush the process, whether it's pushing for a relationship too soon or escalating physically before the time is right. Women, on the other hand, appreciate a man who knows how to pace things. When you show patience, it communicates that you're confident enough to let things unfold naturally without feeling the need to force it. How to read the signs and move at the right pace. Pay attention to her body language, tone of voice, and responses during your interactions. If she's leaning in, maintaining eye contact, or giving you subtle compliments, it's a good sign that she's interested. But even with these signals, don't rush. Allow the anticipation to build by maintaining some distance, both emotionally and physically, before making your next move. If you want to escalate physically, like going in for a kiss, make sure there's mutual interest and that the moment feels right. Timing isn't just about reading her signals, it's about understanding the flow of the interaction and letting attraction build naturally over time. Lesson 10. How independence makes you irresistible. Independence is one of the most attractive qualities in a man, and it's something that a lot of high-value men overlook when they get too focused on the chase. Women don't want a man who is clingy or constantly seeking approval. They want someone who has his own life and doesn't need a relationship to feel complete. Independence doesn't mean being emotionally distant or avoiding commitment. It simply means that you're comfortable being alone, that you have your own goals and interests, and that you're not relying on a woman to fill a void in your life. Why women? Crave. Independent men. An independent man is attractive because he doesn't seek validation through others. He's confident in who he is, and that confidence shines through in his interactions. Independence also signals that you're a man of options. You're not desperate for attention because you already have a fulfilling life, which naturally makes women want to be a part of that life. When you show that you have your own hobbies, friends, and goals, it creates a healthy dynamic in the relationship where she feels like she's choosing to be with you. Not because you need her, but because you want her. And that's a powerful distinction. Lesson B11. The subtle art of complimenting. Compliments can be a powerful tool when used correctly. The problem is, most men either don't compliment enough or they overdo it. Complimenting too frequently, especially on surface-level things like looks, can come off as insincere or needy. On the other hand, not complimenting at all can make you seem disinterested. So, how do you master the art of giving compliments in a way that feels genuine and boosts attraction? Focus on unique and meaningful compliments. Instead of showering her with compliments about her appearance, focus on things that go deeper. Compliment her intelligence, her sense of humor, or something unique about her personality that others might not notice. For example, if she's passionate about a hobby or has an interesting perspective on something, compliment her on that. This shows that you're paying attention to who she is as a person, not just how she looks. Also, less is more. A well-placed, meaningful compliment will have far more impact than a barrage of generic ones. When you make her feel seen and appreciated for something that matters to her, it creates a deeper connection and makes you stand out from the crowd. Lesson 12. Setting boundaries. Why saying no makes you more attractive. One of the most powerful ways to build respect and attraction is by setting boundaries. Most men are afraid to say no because they think it will push women away. But the opposite is true. Women crave men who know their worth and aren't afraid to stand up for themselves, even if it means saying no to her. Setting boundaries shows that you have standards and that you're not willing to compromise those standards for anyone. This kind of self-respect is incredibly attractive because it signals strength and confidence. How to set healthy boundaries. The key to setting boundaries is doing it in a respectful, assertive way. You don't need to be aggressive or defensive when setting a boundary. For example, if she asks you to do something that goes against your values or disrupts your plans, simply say, "I'd love to help, but I've already made commitments to myself that I can't break." This shows that you value your time and priorities and that you're not afraid to stand by them. Setting boundaries also extends to how you handle disagreements or conflicts. If she crosses a line, be clear about how it affects you and what you expect moving forward. This kind of honesty and self-assurance will not only make her respect you more, but also deepen the attraction she feels. Lesson 13. Maintaining your mystery over time. When we talk about attraction, one of the most overlooked yet powerful aspects is maintaining an air of mystery. Now, at the beginning of a relationship, it's easy to be mysterious because she doesn't know much about you yet. But what happens as time goes on? How do you keep her intrigued and wanting more once she starts learning more about you? The truth is, mystery isn't just about withholding information. It's about creating curiosity and intrigue around who you are, even after she's gotten to know you better. The key to maintaining mystery lies in being unpredictable in positive ways and ensuring that your identity and passions continue to evolve. How to keep the mystery alive? First, avoid becoming too predictable in your behavior. While consistency in communication is important, you don't want to fall into a routine where every interaction feels the same. Spice things up by suggesting new and exciting activities, introducing her to new parts of your world, or sharing aspects of your life that she hasn't fully explored yet. Second, never stop pursuing your own growth. The more you work on yourself, whether it's through personal development, learning new skills, or diving deeper into your passions, the more you'll have to offer. A man who is constantly growing and evolving will always remain intriguing because there's always something new to discover about him. Lesson 14. How to build anticipation and longing. Another powerful tool in creating and maintaining attraction is the art of building anticipation. Anticipation keeps her thinking about you even when you're not around, and it's one of the most effective ways to deepen desire over time. But how do you build this sense of anticipation without playing games or being manipulative? It's all about mastering the balance between presence and absence. You want to give her enough attention to keep the connection strong, but not so much that she becomes accustomed to having all of your time and energy whenever she wants it. The push-pull dynamic is a subtle way of creating anticipation. This doesn't mean blowing hot and cold emotionally, but rather creating a rhythm of availability and distance that keeps things exciting. For example, after a great date or deep conversation, allow for some space before reaching out again. This space gives her time to think about you, to replay the interaction in her mind, and to look forward to the next time she hears from you. Also, when you're together, be fully present and engaged. But after the interaction, allow for a bit of distance to naturally build that anticipation. It's important to remember that too much availability can dilute attraction, while too little can cause disinterest. Finding the sweet spot of connection and space will keep her longing for more. Lesson 15. Becoming her safe haven. Emotional stability. One of the most powerful ways to make women crave you on a deeper level is by being a source of emotional stability. In today's fast-paced and often chaotic world, emotional stability is a rare and incredibly attractive quality in a man. Emotional stability means being grounded, not easily rattled by external events, and able to handle stress or conflict in a calm and mature way. When you can remain composed under pressure and provide a sense of calm during tough situations, you become someone she can rely on emotionally, which deepens the connection between you. Women naturally gravitate toward men who make them feel safe and secure, both physically and emotionally. When you display emotional stability, you show that you're in control of your emotions, that you're not reactive, and that you can handle whatever life throws your way. This kind of grounded energy is comforting, and it makes her want to be around you more. For instance, if she's going through a stressful time or feeling overwhelmed, your ability to listen calmly, offer support, and not get swept up in the emotion will make you stand out. It signals that you're a strong and reliable partner, someone who can weather life's storms without losing your cool. Lesson 16. Physical presence and the power of touch. We've covered a lot of psychological aspects of attraction, but let's not forget about the power of physical presence and touch. While mental and emotional connection is crucial, physical chemistry plays a significant role in attraction as well. The way you carry yourself physically and the way you use touch to communicate can dramatically affect how a woman feels about you. The key here is to use touch appropriately and with purpose. Not only does touch create intimacy, but it also communicates confidence and interest in a non-verbal way. Start with small, casual touches to build comfort and familiarity. A light touch on the arm when making a point during a conversation, or a gentle hand on her back when walking through a door, can go a long way in signaling interest. These subtle touches create a connection without being overtly sexual or aggressive. As the attraction builds, you can gradually increase the level of physical touch in a natural and respectful way. It's important to read her body language and respond accordingly. If she leans in or mirrors your movements, it's a good sign that she's comfortable with physical closeness. Remember, the goal is to build physical tension in a way that feels organic and mutual. Rushing this step can backfire, so patience and awareness of her responses are key. Lesson 17. Social Proof. Why women want the man. Others admire. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon where people are influenced by the actions and opinions of others. In the context of attraction, social proof plays a significant role in how women perceive your value. When other people admire or respect you, it naturally makes you more attractive in her eyes. This doesn't mean you need to be the life of the party or have a huge social circle to be appealing. It's about how you carry yourself in social settings and how others respond to you. If you're well regarded by your friends, colleagues, or even strangers, it sends a message that you're a high-value man. Social proof can be as simple as having strong, positive relationships with the people around you. When she sees that others enjoy your company and value your opinions, it subtly reinforces her attraction to you. For example, if you're out with her and friends or co-workers speak highly of you, it boosts your perceived value without you having to say a word. Another aspect of social proof is how you treat others. Women are keen observers of social dynamics, and they'll notice how you interact with those around you, whether it's friends, family, or even waitstaff. Treating people with kindness and respect shows that you're confident and grounded, qualities that naturally increase attraction. Lesson 18. Commitment without pressure, the key to long-term attraction. When it comes to relationships, many men make the mistake of pushing for commitment too early, thinking that it will solidify the connection. But the truth is, women are more attracted to men who signal long-term interest without pressuring for immediate commitment. The key to maintaining attraction over the long term is creating a sense of security and stability without making her feel like you're rushing things. Women want to feel that they can explore the relationship at their own pace, and when you give her the space to do that, it actually strengthens her desire for a deeper connection. How to signal commitment without being overbearing. Instead of pushing for labels or rushing into commitment, focus on building a strong emotional and physical connection first. Let the relationship progress naturally, and don't be afraid to have open conversations about where things are headed. However, make sure you're not putting pressure on her to define the relationship too quickly. Show that you're invested in her and in the relationship through your actions. Consistency, reliability, and emotional availability are the key ingredients to making her feel secure. Over time, this will create a desire for deeper commitment without the need for pressure. Lesson 19. The power of intimacy. Deepening the connection. As the relationship progresses, the way you foster intimacy becomes crucial in keeping the attraction alive. While physical intimacy is important, emotional intimacy is the true foundation of a deep and lasting connection. Women crave emotional closeness just as much, if not more, than physical attraction, and high-value men often miss this. But what does emotional intimacy look like? It's about creating an environment where she feels safe to open up, share her thoughts, fears, and dreams without judgment. It's the ability to have deep, meaningful conversations and show genuine interest in understanding who she truly is. Building emotional intimacy starts with vulnerability, as mentioned earlier. By showing her that you're willing to share your emotions and experiences, you make it easier for her to do the same. Listen actively when she shares something personal and offer your support without trying to fix everything. Sometimes, simply being there for her and validating her feelings is enough to create a deep bond. Additionally, don't be afraid to ask deeper questions. Move beyond surface-level topics and explore her thoughts on life, relationships, her future goals, and the things that truly matter to her. This level of connection goes far beyond physical attraction and will keep her deeply invested in the relationship. Lesson 20. Trust, the ultimate key to lasting attraction. Trust is the bedrock of any strong relationship, and it plays a vital role in sustaining attraction over time. Without trust, no amount of physical chemistry or shared experiences will be enough to keep the relationship strong. Women need to feel that they can trust you, not just in the traditional sense of fidelity, but emotionally and mentally as well. Trust is built through consistency, honesty, and reliability. When you say you'll do something, follow through. When she confides in you, respect her vulnerability by keeping her trust. Every action you take in a relationship either strengthens or weakens the foundation of trust, so it's crucial to be mindful of how you're building that foundation. One of the best ways to maintain trust is through clear and honest communication. Be transparent about your feelings, your intentions, and where you see the relationship heading. If something is bothering you, address it calmly rather than letting it fester. Open and honest communication prevents misunderstandings and fosters a deeper sense of connection. Moreover, consistency is key. If you're reliable and show up for her consistently, it reinforces the idea that you're someone she can depend on. Whether it's being there for her during tough times or simply being consistent in your everyday actions, reliability builds trust and strengthens the attraction between you. Before you go, if you found value in this video and want to keep diving deeper into self-improvement, relationships, and mastering your personal life, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And now, I want to hear from you. If you've watched until the end and learned something valuable, drop a comment below with Marcus Aurelius to let me know you're part of this journey. Also, share the most interesting lesson you picked up from the video. Was it emotional availability? Confidence without arrogance?